My name is Stacey Lester, and this is Nina's story. Now, Nina worked in an Australian-based restaurant, and she knew that her boss was a bit racist to different customers, but it didn't really seem to affect her until he had called her into her office and accused her of stealing from him. Now, even with these accusations, there was no proof, there was no evidence of it, so she denied them. He suspended her anyways, and she was lost without a week's worth of wages. She comes back from the suspension, and she realized that her coworkers are treating her differently. They're hating against her Turkish descent. They're hating against her religious beliefs of being Muslim. They're even hating against immigrants, even though she's not one. Now, historically, Australia is made of immigrants. Their European settlers came in and they took over the country, but in 1967, the Turkish government and the Australian government came together and they made a deal that Turkey workers would come in and they work, but only temporarily. This became more permanent over time because of the better working conditions, the opportunities that they had, but they also brought their families from Turkey there. There's also a stigma against the Muslim community in that area historically because of the 9/11 attacks in the United States. An explanation for this bigotedness is mostly the immigration. People have more personal hate towards them. But there's also an intentional hate, whether that be the personal beliefs behind them of foreigners coming in and taking over their own culture or economic issues. There's also discrimination against the Turkish people's beliefs. They have religious beliefs of being Muslim. And like I said earlier, the Muslim community was attacked and they're being forced and stereotyped into these roles of these extremists and terrorist groups. The Turkish people are also an out-of-group individual, so they have a different culture compared to others in the area. And of course, in Nina's case, other higher authority figures are swaying lower people in lower positions in her job. For example, with Nina, she leaves and these people are all of a sudden hating on her when before she had no issues with them. They are using power, fear, and loyalty to sway others into their awful belief systems. Now, we can be culturally competent by being compassionate, kind, showing empathy. That if we are struggling understanding something, if we're curious, we can ask nicely. But we can also stand up to people struggling against higher authority figures. And along with that, we shouldn't follow higher authority figures. If we know something is wrong, we should speak out about it. And at the end of the day, even though we are all different, fundamentally, even if we look different, we are still the same.